Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, guys. All right, so maybe I'll start with just everybody's name. So I'll go from left to right on my screen. In the red t-shirt, is that Sashwin?
Sir,
Nice to meet you, Sashwin. How old are you, mate?
I'm 11 years old, sir.
11. Awesome. And then next person I can see, Prichika.
Sir,
Hello, nice to meet you. How old were you, Prichika?
11, sir.
11 as well. Okay, awesome. And then I can also see Ritashan, but I don't see his camera. Ritashan, are you there? Hey, nice to meet you, Ritashan. How are you?
Hello, sir. I am fine. How about you, sir?
Nice to meet you, Danishan. And how old were you, Danishan?
What, sir?
What was your age?
My age is 11.
11 as well. Beautiful. Yes?
What, sir?
No, that's okay. All good. And then Ritashan, can you hear us?
What, sir?
Oh no, just checking that you can hear us. All good. All right. So, to start things off, guys, what I might do, let me start by sharing my screen. And basically what we'll do is we'll go through some questions and I'll get you guys to answer them. So, what we might start with is just a few questions. It's going to cover a few different topics. And if everybody can make the answers in the chat of the Zoom, does everybody have access to that one?
The chat,
Everybody,
sir?
does everybody know how to use the chat on Zoom?
Yes, sir. I know how to do it.
Perfect. All right. What we'll do. Okay, guys. So I'll start the first question if everybody's ready, just to see where you guys are at. So can you guys see the first two questions there?
Yes, sir. I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So, if you guys know the answers, feel free to put it in the chat there. First question is, which of the four animals have an internal skeleton? If you've got an answer, please put it in the Zoom chat.
Sir,
Yeah.
what is calling?
Sorry, say again for me.
What is internal skeleton? What does it mean?
Yeah. So your bones in the body, animals that have it inside their body, the bones inside. So you can see four pictures there, four different animals. So you have a frog, a worm, a cow, and a jellyfish. Which of these four have an internal bone structure like humans?
Cow and frog.
Any guesses from anybody?
Cow?
Yeah. Cow? So just pop it in the chat for me. Awesome. That's a perfect answer.
I already sent it, sir. I have already sent.
Thank you. I saw that one just then. Perfect. And there's one more in the photo that's got an internal skeleton. Anybody else have an idea?
I have.
Yes, Dinushan?
Yes,
Cow
sir.
and frog. Ritashan, I just saw yours, mate. Fantastic. Yes, that's great answer. Dinushan, did you have an idea as well?
Yes, sir. Frog and cow.
Yes, correct. Okay, perfect. Now, the next question, guys. Does anyone know how many bones are in the human skeleton?
It's more than 200, sir.
Ooh, good one, good one. Can I get everybody to put the answers in the Zoom chat so I can see everybody's answers?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys. Ritishan, you want to put your answer in there? You had an answer when you said to me, yeah? Okay, 274. Anybody
I
else?
guess
Any
I
answers?
guess this answer.
Thank you. Dinishan, Prijika, Sashwin. Any answers, guys? Okay, 345. Thank you.
I have sent it, sir.
206, Dinishan, thank you. And Prijika, just waiting on an answer from you.
Splendid.
Yep, and can you put it in the chat for me?
What's that?
Are you able to put it in the Zoom chat, Prijika, the answer?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Prijika, were you able to find the chat on the Zoom link?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you put in an answer for me for that question?
I already put, sir.
Oh, sorry, that's my mistake. Yes, you did. Sorry, I didn't see it come through. Perfect, thank you. So guys, the answer for this one is actually 206. So Dinishan, well done. Good answer. Close guesses on the other ones, but the answer was 206, okay? Go to the next page. Okay, so can everybody see my cursor? The mouse?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll go from one box to another, and we're just gonna name which the arrow is pointing to. So this box here is referring to this part of the image. Does anybody know what this is? Can you put your answers for me in the chat?
Taswin has sent it, sir.
Yes, thank you. I'm seeing them. Thank you.
Frenzy has
Awesome.
sent it.
Everybody got that one right. It's the brain. Well done.
Kirtika also sent, sir.
Sorry?
Kirtika also already sent, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I just saw Kirtika. Let me go down. Hi, Kirtika. How are you?
Hi, sir.
Hey,
I'm fine,
welcome. So I'm awesome. So you've joined. So basically, we're just going through a few questions, Kirtika, okay? Just to get an understanding of everyone's background on this side. So we're just naming certain parts of the images at the moment. We'll move on to this one here, which is focusing on this outer area. Does anybody know what this box should be called?
Yes, sir. I know. I will put in the chat, sir.
Thank you, Saswin.
I sent it, sir. With
Thank you. I did see. Anybody else want to take a guess at what that is?
Dinashan already sent it to the chat, sir.
Thank you, Dinishan.
Me too, sir.
Perfect.
Taswin has
I'm
sent it
seeing
to
them.
me.
Everybody's sorry. Go again.
Taswin has sent it to the chat, sir.
Perfect. Yes, and I've seen everybody guess skull, which is awesome. That's the right answer. Well done, guys. And what about this part here, which is referring
Yes,
to this
I know, sir.
section?
I know.
I know, sir.
I sent the answer, sir.
Awesome. Everybody's getting that one too. Jaw. Perfect. Now we'll just move over to the right-hand side image. A little bit different part of the body. We'll start with this one here, and maybe let's go here. So it's referring to this part and this second part here of the diagram. What would be going in this box? Anybody have any ideas?
I'm thinking, sir.
Yeah. Take your time. Okay, maybe we'll come back to this one. How about we move over to this one here, and it's focusing on this thing in the middle.
I know, sir.
This one here. Does anybody know what this is?
Sashwin knows.
Sorry, Sashwin, I didn't hear you.
Sashwin knows what you said.
Yes, Sashwin, go for it, mate. Put it in the chat for me. Anybody else have an idea? Sashwin said he knows. He's just typing that one up. Does anybody else know what this is? This part of the human body is? Dinishan's got an answer. Yes, thank you. Ritashan's got an answer as well. Fantastic. Sashwin's going with kidney. Okay. Anybody else have any answers? Kirtika, did you have an answer for this one? And Pritika as well?
Right, sir, I think.
Okay. This one is actually the heart. So well done, Dinishan and Ritashan. You got that one right. That was the heart. Close one, Sashwin. The kidney, it's a little bit lower in the human body, so it's not shown in this photo. But you'll see the kidney in later classes, okay?
Okay.
Now, does anybody know what these are here? So this box, referring to this, the white parts of the photo. Anyone want to have a guess? Bones? Yes, it is a type of bone, definitely. But this one is a specific name because of where it is in the body. So if you, on yourself, you'll feel it just over here, just under your chest area. Does anybody know what it's called? It is a bone, but there's a specific name for the bone.
I'm trying to guess it, sir.
Yes, no problem.
Yes, sir. I already put in the chat.
Thank you, Dinishan. I've just seen, so yes, that one in English is the ribs, okay? So that's just, it protects your heart, it protects your lungs. So that's the outer part of the bone structure there. Now, I just gave away this one here, which we first were talking about. Did anyone hear what I said? And can take a guess as to what this box is?
Okay, sir.
So I was saying the ribs, they protect the heart and something else. What was the other thing that I said?
Sir, Dinushan already put in the chat, sir.
Perfect. Yes, I just saw you guys have all put it in. So thank you. Yes, correct. It's the lungs. Now, out of curiosity, does anybody know what the lungs do? And you don't have to put this one in the chat. You can just say it out to me.
It clears the oxygen that we breathe. It makes
Exactly.
it clean.
It's
It mixes with the blood. It uses
Yes.
the heart to mix the oxygen with blood.
perfect. It's crucial for the breathing. So as Ritashin was saying, it facilitates the oxygen in and out. So when you breathe in and breathe out, it's your lungs that control that part. Let's go on to the next slide. Okay, so this one's a little bit of a different question. And what I might do is, instead of using the chat, I'll get you guys to say it out to me by going off mute. So in the world, right, there's many different types of habitats. Habitats refer to environments that the animals are living in. Now, the different habitats for specific animals are determined by some very important features, which is water, light, and heat, because each animal is suited to a different type of environment and therefore requires a very specific habitat. If you can see below, there's 3 photos, okay? Can anyone tell me, let's go from left to right. So first with the fish, is there anything wrong with the environment and the habitat that's drawn here for the fish?
I know, sir, Sashwin.
Yeah. Tell me, Sashwin.
There's nothing wrong
the fish must be in a river, but it's in on land of grass.
Exactly. So what's missing from that one? As you said, in the river, it's missing water, right? There's the fish should be in a river, in a lake, in an ocean where there's water surrounding it. In this photo, exactly right. There's no water, so the fish can't survive. The next one here with the frog in the desert. Is there anything wrong with this one?
Yes,
I know,
sir.
Teacher
It's
Queen.
so hot
It's
there.
in the desert, sir. It needs just like a dry
Hold on,
place.
hold on, sorry. I'll
The
pick
frog will die in so much
because we
heat.
had a few people answering that one. I might start with Prichiga. You had an answer?
What, sir?
Did you have an answer for this one? I heard you go off mute. Is there anything wrong with this environment for the frog?
Yes, sir. The frog was live in desert, pond, and land. In
Yes.
desert.
Correct. So, like you said, the frog also needs to live near a pond, so it needs a water source. The frogs also not as much as the fish because they don't live underwater the whole time, but they need a constant source of water. The third photo, guys, what about this one with the butterfly?
Sir,
The
there is
butterfly must be in
I'll go with Dinishan on this one. Dinishan?
have a problem, sir. The butterfly
Yes,
in the forest, sir. The
Yes.
first picture.
Cool. And what's the issue in this photo, Dinishan, then, if there's no forest?
Because it cannot alive. If it fell in the water, it cannot fly, sir.
Correct, exactly. So in this case, it's the opposite of the fish, where the butterfly can't live underwater, but the photo has put it inside the water, so it can't survive. Well done, guys. Everybody got that one right, and very quickly as well. Good to hear. Okay, now we're gonna change it and go into something called states of matter. Now, in the states of matter, there's three major categories. One is solids, the second is liquids, and the third is gases. I'm
Sir, I
going to
know
go
one
from...
more matter, sir.
Me too, sir.
Okay, so just going back to the questions, guys. So let's start with ice, okay? So, Kirtika, do you know if ice is a solid, liquid, or a gas?
What, sir?
Ice. So see this one here, ice on the screen on the left-hand side. Do you
Yes,
know
sir.
whether that is a solid, a liquid, or a gas? What type of matter is it?
Gas, sir?
Ooh, close. It's not. It's
No,
not.
not sir. Sorry, sir. Can I say again one? Liquid, sir.
Ooh, not liquid either. So ice is something that's a solid. Okay, it's in its melted form, it's a liquid, but as ice itself, it's a solid. We'll go to the next one, rain, and I'll pick. Can we go with Ritishan? Is rain a solid, liquid, or a gas?
It's a liquid, sir.
Good, perfect. It is a liquid. Clouds. Can we go with Prichiga?
Gases, sir.
Perfect. Yes, it is. Dinishan. Snowy peaks. So on the mountains, on the top of mountains.
Solid, sir. Solid.
Perfect. Yes, it is. Let's go to Sashwin. Are you there, mate? Sashwin?
Yes.
Mate, for the river, is a river liquid, solid, or gas?
It's a liquid, sir.
Fantastic. And I'll give you the last one as well. Boiling water, what is it? Liquid, solid, or gas? Take a guess.
I think it's a solid.
Boiling water is also a liquid, but also in the boiling water, it's an interesting one because it's the liquid transforming into a gas. So as the water evaporates, that's its process of becoming a gas, okay? And it kind of leads into the next one here. This question here, guys, which bucket would lose more water? And I'll get you guys to put this one in the chat for me, okay? Blue or yellow? Can you guys put it in the Zoom chat for me? Which one is going to lose more water over time?
Yellow.
Yes, fantastic. Okay, everybody got that one right. Now, Kirtika, can you explain to me why it's yellow?
Because the water is too much, sir.
Water's too much?
So the water is too much than the blue bucket.
Okay. Let's see, that not exactly right, but that's okay. Thank you for trying. Ritishan, can you give me an explanation?
The yellow bucket is under sunlight, and the sunlight is so hot. But the blue bucket is under shadow, so the yellow bucket will be the water. It will be evaporated and will be vapor, and it will go to the sky.
Fantastic. Exactly right, Ritishan. Perfect answer. Sashwin, I can see your hand up as well. Did you have something to add?
Yes, sir. I was going to tell the same answer as Ritishan.
Perfect. Okay. Well done, guys. That's exactly correct. So because the sunlight is hitting the yellow bucket, that's what will cause the change from a liquid to a gas. And in that process of the water becoming a gas, that's what the evaporation is. So the quantity of water in the bucket will reduce. Okay. So as they both said, that's exactly right. The next question here. Where should the word solid and where should the word liquid be? So these two boxes, which one should be solid? Which one should be liquid? I'll start with, let's go. Oh, if anybody has an answer, actually, if you can put your hand up for me through the Zoom, right, like Sashwin and Ritishan did. Sashwin, I can see your hand up. Yes. Which
Yes,
one
sir.
should be which?
The cooling must be solid, healing must be liquid.
So you're saying solid up here and liquid down here?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Exactly right. Exactly right. So very similar to the example above. When the water gets hot because of the sunlight, it becomes a gas. In the same way, if you had an ice cube, the sunlight is hot, it makes it a liquid. And then from a liquid with the water, if you cool it, it then becomes back to an ice cube, right? So it becomes a solid again, which takes us back to the question before, which talked about ice, water, and the clouds. We'll go on to the next one. Okay, so now we're going to change it slightly again, guys, and move into sounds, okay? So these questions here are a fill in the blank. So there's a one word answer and I've put the first letter of the word and how many letters are in that word as well. Sounds are the result of what? Does anyone know what causes sound?
I know, sir.
Yes, Dinishan.
Vibration.
Perfect. Vibrations. Exactly. Well done, mate. Well done. So vibrations are what cause sound. The vibrations can come from many things. It can come from your voice, your vocal cords. It can come from instruments if you have a guitar and you play the strings, or it can even come from a drum when you hit on the side of the drum, right? So the action creates the vibration, which is what we interpret as sound from our ears. Now, this one's a little bit of a harder question. Sound is a form of what energy? Dinushan, I see your hand up.
Kinetic, sir. Kinetic energy.
Can you say it for me again? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Kinetic energy, sir.
Kinetic energy. Exactly right. Perfect, mate. Well done. And then the last question here, guys, the transmission of sound, so the movement of sound happens through sound something.
You know, sir, Sashwin can tell?
What?
Yes, Sashwin?
Wave, sir.
Wave. Perfect, mate. Perfect. Yes, it is. The movement is done through sound waves. So that is how sound travels from one source to another. Well done, guys. Smashing through these. Okay, some more sound-related questions, but we're going to go with true or false, okay? Sashwin and Ritishan, I do see on the Zoom your hand up icon is still selected. So I'll get you to just turn that one off until we have the questions you got the answers to, okay? All right, so first one. Sound can travel through solids, liquids, and gases. True or false?
False, sir.
False.
False, sir.
Okay. And I'll get you guys just to put your hand up on the Zoom, okay? And I'll pick out, all right?
Okay, sir.
The answer actually is true, guys. And the reason for that one, does anybody know why the answer might be true?
I don't know, sir.
I know, sir.
Who was that one?
I know.
Ritishan, yes, tell me.
Like, if we knock wood, there will be sound.
Yes. Exactly right. So whether it's liquid, solid, or gas. So at the moment we're talking, and if I was, in front of you and we're talking, you will hear me because the sound is traveling through the gas, through the air. It's traveling. As Ritishan said, if you knock on the wood, which is a solid, you'll hear the sound, which is a solid. And similar process with liquids. So if you were to play music, underwater, you can still hear that from the speaker because it can travel through the liquid as well. The next one, sound travels more slowly through solids than liquids and gases. If you guys know the answer, put your hand up on Zoom for me. True or false? Ritishan?
False, sir.
False, correct. It actually travels faster through solids than it does liquids and gases. Well done, mate. The third one here, some materials can reduce or even completely stop sound. Oops, sorry. Just going back to it. Some materials can reduce or completely stop sound waves from traveling through them. Is that true or false? I can see your hand, Dinishan. Yes.
False, sir. False, sir.
So actually, it's a little bit conflicting to the first point, but even the third one is true. And the reason for that is there are very specific materials that are sound reducing, and they're called insulators. So things like carpet or sponges, all of those can be put, for example, in between walls to reduce the sound traveling from one room to another. Okay, so although sound in general can travel through all three types of matter, there are certain materials which can reduce and even sometimes stop, if there's enough of a quantity, the sound going through. Does that make sense for everyone?
Yes, sir. I was going to tell that
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Yes, sir. It makes sense.
Let's go to the next one. Okay, so again, a little bit of a change in topic here. We are looking at materials, so magnetic and non-magnetic materials. There's a few different options here, and I'm gonna go through each one and just tell me, guys, and raise your hand on Zoom if you know the answer of whether it's magnetic or non-magnetic. So I'll start with iron. Does anybody know if this one is magnetic or not? Dinishan, yes? Tell me.
Sashwin knows.
It's a magnetic, sir.
Correct. Yes, it is. Copper. Ritishan, yes?
Non-magnetic, sir.
Correct. Perfect. Steel.
Sashwin, sir.
Ashwin, I can see your hand up.
Magnetic, sir.
Did you say magnetic or non-magnetic?
Magnetic.
Yeah. Perfect. Cobalt. Prichika, is that your hand up?
Non-magnetic, sir.
Ooh, close, close. Cobalt is actually a magnetic one. It's an interesting one. It's a hard one because you don't work with it every day. But cobalt is actually magnetic. We'll go on to nickel.
Sir, I want to ask a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What does cobalt exactly mean?
So cobalt is actually a type of metal. Whether it's used in different things. So let me see if I can find you some examples of what cobalt is used in. So it's it's not a metal that's used in, you know, bridges or anything like that. In the bridges, you would see things like steel. The cobalt is used for things like, you know, airbags in the car.
Yes,
In the
sir.
car, like when a car has a crash and the airbag pops out, it's for the components in that. So it's a hard to find material, and it's less popular than, you know, steel and copper and iron. But it is a magnetic one that's used in specific scenarios like the airbags. Nickel. Let's go with aluminium. Anybody know aluminium, whether it's magnetic or not?
I know, sir.
I'll just get you guys
It's
to put
non-magnetic.
It is non-magnetic, yes. And I'll just get you guys to put your hand up on Zoom for me, okay? Just so I can give everybody a fair chance to give a guess on these ones. Last two, tin and zinc.
Can Sashwin tell?
I see your hand.
Tin is a magnetic, sir.
Tin is, did you say non-magnetic?
Magnetic.
Tin is actually non-magnetic. It's not a magnetic one. And then the last one, zinc.
Sashwin, sir.
Ashwin, yes.
Magnetic, sir.
Zinc also, mate, is non-magnetic. So actually, of this full list, there's only 4 that are magnetic, which is iron, steel, cobalt, and nickel. So these 4 are the magnetic ones. The others are non-magnetic. And what you'll actually find is the majority of metals are non-magnetic, but there's very specific ones that are magnetic. All right. And that covers all of the questions that I had listed out for us, guys. Okay, sounds good. Before we go off, guys, does anybody have any questions or anything you wanted to say?
I want to say something, sir.
Yes, Session, go for it.
I know one more matter, like solid, liquid, and gas. In the space, there's something called dark matter. Am I right?
That's correct. Yes. Yes. Definitely. So with dark matter, that's outside of the world, as you said. So it's something that scientists are still researching and doing work into. It's some very interesting stuff. Where did you hear about dark matter, Ritishan?
I used to study in YouTube. Sometimes I like to see videos about science. So I was going to that and I saw that.
Awesome, awesome. Do you know any fun facts about dark matter you can give us?
I didn't hear any facts about it, but there's something like we can't see that thing.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
And
It's
it can hold things too. It's like a solid, but like a gas. It's like everything.
and it's massive too, right? It covers such a big, vast amount of the universe. Yeah, nice. Those YouTube videos are definitely interesting. Maybe I gotta watch them as well. Sachin, did you have something, mate?
Yes, sir. I know a magnetic.
What was that? You know,
A magnetic. Me too.
magnetic?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about it?
You know that magnetic you can throw in the river and you can catch some old things.
Yeah.
The magnetic.
Yeah, perfect. And why? Why is that the case? How do they do that?
They attach a rope to the magnetic and they take old things to make new things or any kind of.
So you know how we were just talking about how there's so many metals in the world, but there's only very few specific ones that are magnetic. So those are the metals, those 4 that we discussed are some examples of which metals can attract each other. So those videos you're seeing where they throw things into the water, what they do is they might have one metal of those 4 on the rope end, and then they're just basically scouring the water to find another one of the same metal. And that's what then attracts, because they're both magnetic, and they pull it up and, as you said, they clean it up, make it shiny and make it new. So exactly right, mate.
Yes, sir.
Sir, it's called magnet fishing.
Exactly, magnet fishing. That is the one. I see them as well. All the YouTube and the TikTok videos of the magnet fishing. Yes, I've seen some interesting things that they find on that. Okay, awesome, guys. Thank you very much. It was lovely meeting all of you. And I'll see you on next week one. Okay.
Okay, sir. Have a nice day.
Okay, sir. Thank you for teaching.
You too,
And have a
guys.
nice day. Bye, sir.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you for teaching, sir.
Bye bye, sir.
Thank you for teaching.